Howdy folks, Wonder Montage Survival here. This is Libby Underhill in Louisville. This is Season 1, Episode 1. Yeah, just did a little random drop-in with the Louisville spawn. No real goals, I was kind of just, wherever we end up, we're gonna pick a spot and kind of play it by ear. Just, you know, normal goal is survive, and then we're gonna try and make our way into Louisville, and then probably get out at some point. Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe we just want to get out. I haven't even gotten there yet. We spawned here in this neighborhood that's next to here. I guess even before doing that. So our background is Burger Flipper. Off the top of my head, I didn't write any of these down. We're probably thin-skinned, smoker, unlucky, prone to illness, weak stomach, and short-sighted. And then we have like fast hands or whatever, the one that gives you a quick inventory transfer, outdoorsman, handy, keen hearing. There's probably one other thing. There's a couple other things, I imagine. You know, fairly just min-maxed character. I've been playing a lot of these recently, and I might, in the next one, kind of play something a little different. I haven't quite gotten there yet. So these first 3 days are just going to be us kind of getting ourselves set up. I know that there's this collection of 3 mansions that are due north of this neighborhood. That are very good spots for basing. They've got a pond there, which makes it very easy to fish, but I decided that spot was a little obvious, and there's a farmhouse over kind of southeast of this neighborhood that I just think is in a cool position, and it's got one of my favorite like house shapes in the game, for a non-custom built house. So I decided over here would be a good like starting spot. We also have there's access to a gas station, a tool store, as well as a hunting supply store. But in order to get into there, you do need a sledgehammer, which we are not going to have for the first couple of episodes, or at least these first couple of days. That's a-okay. We were very fortunate being able to get out of the neighborhood. We didn't really encounter any big groups, and one of the reasons I like this area is because it does feel slightly isolated, even though you're still within the exclusion zone. So this character is just kind of, you know, the last survivor in Louisville. Yeah. There's one guy in here, and I got kind of worried actually, because I was kind of dicking around. But I was like, I don't really hear anything, and as I went through the house, there was nobody, and I was like, okay, cool. We're safe in here. So, yeah, there's a lot of room for storage, like multiple rooms to decide on as like our bedroom, and just there's so much storage in here. It's so nice. And because we're so proximate to so many other points of interest, they'll probably end up kind of being a part of the run. Like once we're very solidified in terms of our start and what all we have, yeah, we'll probably start hitting some fun points. Also, very fortunately, we found a belt within like the first day, as well as on the third day coming up, we will have also found the generator magazine. So we are moving along fairly quickly in terms of finding like necessary equipment, which just is good. Also, given the fact that Adelina Hollenbach kind of died before I was able to really like pop off with her, I'm probably going to end up just doing a little bit more of the beautification that I enjoy doing in this game. Just kind of setting up the cozy inside of this little spot. So the first spot I decided to loot were these like there's 5 houses over here, but we're only going to do 4 of them. One of them got burned down, and it just got to be late. I'm happy I'm reviewing the footage because I wanted curtains, and I didn't pick up a lot of these curtains coming in, and I had also been deliberating whether or not we got this barbecue, and I know that we ended up taking this barbecue actually, so it's very good. So we have a lot of food. Because we're Burger Flipper, we also start with the cook skill, or like perk, which will give us slightly more fulfilling food, and I believe it also means when we get to like rotten food stage, although you're still able to like kind of cut around the moldy or rotten sections of the food and use it, even though it's I mean, it's gross, and it's also the bits that you get from it are very like non-filling. It still is a source of food. Like later on, when things can kind of get tight. I also just play. I mean, if you watched Adelina Hollenbeck, you know I play mostly like these mechanics and burger flippers. Those are kind of the two. I just think they're particularly overpowered backgrounds. And then the second day, we wake up very early, and I'm just like, well, we're in need of ciggies, and we need just like kind of basic weaponry and supplies. So I decide to set off very early. This is a very dangerous thing to do, especially without a flashlight. And I had been a little worried that we might encounter fog as the morning progressed, because we still haven't found the automated broadcast system. For those who don't know, the automated broadcast system is a radio station that is in every game, but the like station that it is on is randomly set, so it's never consistent. You have to try and figure out where it is, either by looking at radios, or you can flip through the channels individually and try and find it, but I mean that could take you like literally days of gameplay to do, so I don't think it's like very worthwhile to do like that, but you can if you're very desperate. So I was worried about fog setting in, and I was actually correct. We ended up getting this very thick fog that starts coming in at about 5 a.m. So I kind of would specifically advise against doing this, but I mean, I like to be a cocky bastard when I play this game, so yeah, I did not let it hold me back, which is good because we just took our time. I really made sure that we weren't getting too like pressed by any of these hordes of zombies, and we ended up yeah, making it over to the gas station by, it's probably about 10 a.m. if I recall. Oh, I forgot to cut out some pause time. It's going to be very brief because of the time lapse. When it does pop up, I just had to look at a text message from my mom, and what was the other thing? Oh, talk to a roommate about, we just rearranged part of the living room, and I just had to go out and see some of the changes that they had made. Those will be brief. So yeah, long-term goals, as always, make the base look nice, or as nice as you can within reason on, like, within one save file of a character. Definitely easier said than done, given the fact that I kind of play this game like a roguelike and will end up deleting the save file after we die. But in the meantime, yeah, one of the goals will be to kind of make the base look as nice as possible, survive as long as possible, and explore like some of the points of interest around Louisville that I haven't been to previously, or that I think are very cool. After I've kind of cleared out this neighborhood, which we'll probably do up until about the helicopter event, I'm predicting, and then yeah, we'll start doing some other like parts. The last character that I played in Louisville that I kind of hoped to be the inaugural season on this channel, she had gone to the Finnegan Medical Research Facility and had died there, which is really unfortunate because I had her at a different spot, kind of over by the river, and was kind of hoping that she would be a little bit more long-term, but also I did not realize how maze-like the top couple of floors of the Finnegan Medical Facility would be. It's a very cool building. It feels very evil in terms of this game's sort of general vibes. It's like one of the places where it feels like the outbreak kind of came from. So yeah, we're here at the gas station. We're here for cigarettes. We're here for there's a couple of book racks, or like magazine racks over here. These are good spots for where the Generator magazine sometimes spawns, and then there's a lot of non-perishable food that also ends up over here. We also end up finding the ABS channel, which is really good, and I'll probably end up coming back as well for these arcade cabinets, and maybe one of the fridges. By noon, you'll notice that the fog is cleared, which is wonderful, and there's a fire truck over there, so I decide there's only a small group. We'll take these guys out, and then we will check out this fire truck. By the time we got over here, we were pretty limited in terms of what weapons we had. We're playing with Shortblade. One of the big issues with Shortblade early on is the weapons end up being destroyed very quickly, so even if you have an inventory of like 6 or 8 of them, after about 20 or 30 kills, they can all have disappeared. You also come across this green truck, and I'm like, yes, I love the color green. Trucks in general hold a lot in their trunks. This seems like a pretty good take for us, and yeah, on a whim, I hopped in the back, and lo and behold, there is a key in it. So we'll end up using this truck for a little while as our transportation. Even though it's loud, it will kind of draw zombies to our location. It's not too big of an issue because I just have zombie spawns set to normal, and respawns are set to normal. One of the other things I have been thinking about playing would be like the 6 months later start, just because I think I've only done it like once. Also, doing a CDDA video would be kind of fun, but I don't know. Never done CDDA, and it seems like a pretty tough challenge, and the fact that you don't really get, just from what I've heard from people, is you'll never go into town, but you do get 500% foraging loot, so that's kind of the way that you'll end up surviving with CDDA, and that's, I mean, it's a cool way to play, but it doesn't seem like the way that I want to play this game that much. That's just one of the things, is like, this game is, Project Zomboid is a game where you kind of get to decide how you want to play. So here I'm checking the hunting supply store, realizing that it is completely locked off, like the gun store in West Point, and that we will need a sledgehammer in order to get in there. So I come up to the EP Tools. I forgot to take this guy's school backpack, which is kind of biting me in the butt right now. I'm walking around like a recently like divorced person with my garbage bags full of like perishable food and clothes. It's quite the look. But yeah, surprisingly I haven't like found any duffel bags or anything like that. I'm gonna take a sip of my chemicals. Cold coffee. And much to my surprise, there was no sledgehammer in this building. It might have something to do with unlucky. I doubt it. It probably just has to do with, I mean, it's the random nature of spawns in the game. And this is where I had to step out and take a look at the newly set living room, which will look nice. So yeah, and we have a generator. We have a vehicle. We need to get our carpentry kind of up. Is one of the more is kind of one of the goals. It's like very critical in this game. Other things are just going to be getting enough like supplies out here in order to be able to survive long term. There's also a lot of windows that don't have curtains in this house, which I think is very funny. Like, it's not like some of the other places, like the farmhouse in West Point, which is one of my favorite unique buildings in the game, has, I think, no curtains set up in it, and so you have to kind of quickly prioritize getting either sheets or curtains. Like, I prefer curtains. With sheets, I feel like you kind of look like a bum, or like you're cooking meth in your house. It definitely works as like a survivor aesthetic, or like a poor man's like window cover, but overall I'm not too like impressed by the feel of them. Yeah, I just kind of prefer the homely feel of having curtains over top of the windows, so that will probably end up being a little bit of a priority in the next episode. Is literally like looting those first 4 houses that I did, whenever that was 15 minutes ago. And then later being able to decide, like, oh, I'm sick of all the beige and yellow, and I want pink and blue and green or whatever, what have you. So this is day 3, and today we're just gonna end up going into the neighborhood that is like the spawn neighborhood. For some reason, the ABS also ended up on the radio. Now that I think about it, I think Hits FM is also 89.2. And I guess I didn't realize it could spawn contiguously with another radio station. I'm not too certain. Maybe I have it recorded incorrectly. I kind of doubt that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. But after 9 days, like, all of the other, like, the radio and the TV stops playing. Which I think is a little unfortunate. I kind of wish that there was, like, one, like, there's the Citizens band, which is 91.2, and I think there's another that's 107.6, or something, 101.6, something like that. I'm kind of jackassing. That's like a military bandwidth or something. I kind of wish that those ongoingly would have just like random like messages that would pop in from time to time. Or you could overhear like 2 people, out in Nashville, or what are other cities in Kentucky? Off the top of my head, I can't name one. Frankfurt. You'd be able to hear people kind of chattering, because I don't know, I just think that'd be a nice touch. But it seems like the intention to add non-zombie NPCs is not, like, very high. It seems like that's probably in the build 43 kind of time frame, and I mean, we're still waiting on build 42, but I don't know where I'm gonna go with that. It would be cool to see more, like, chatter on the radios. I've never made a mod. Maybe I could be the one who, like, sits down and does that. It'd be very fun. So yeah, today we're just looting. The thing I'm really looking for is the generator magazine, as well as perishable food and weapons, if we can find any. It's kind of the big stuff. Empty cooking pots are also very good. Books in general, like regular books and skill building books, are also like fairly plentiful in houses. I'm also just kind of looking to clear this neighborhood out a little bit, because it's like one of the most proximate things to our house, and I don't want to get like surprised by any groups. We end up finding this guy who's like committed suicide in the bathroom, but he's got like 3 guns on him. It's like he was like, no, I can't do it with the M9. I'll do it with the other M9. No, I can't. I just got to use the shotgun. There's no other way to do it. Just thought that was kind of funny. Funny in like a depressing way. Maybe poetical. I don't know. there's something cosmically thoughtful about the whole thing. Cosmically ludicrous. I don't even know. Other things I'm looking for, I do end up getting a nice television, some VHSs. I get some plants. I like the look of plants, although I'm not much of a caretaker in my own home. I do think that they look very good in video games. It's not that I'm bad with plants. I'm just like kind of forgetful and just as is. I don't have a lot of an opinion on them, but we'll keep that between you and me. And I'm also just kind of looking to. This sounds silly, but like kind of just get my check marks on the map, just so I'm like, okay, we've done something in order to set ourselves up. And we also end up finding like all the essential welding things. So we're like 3 days in, and we've kind of hit a lot of the things that I sometimes find will take us a little while to achieve whenever we're out in like the county, which is one of my favorite parts about Louisville. Is like there's just so much loot here. Even if you hit one point of interest, there are other points of interest that will probably have the thing that you're looking for, even on like lower loot settings. Obviously, we're playing on like very. I just enjoy the fairly easy like loot settings. Maybe on my next run, I'll end up dropping the loot settings as well. I'm not too certain or like feel too keen on it. I think I'd probably rather increase my like zombie spawns before doing that. I don't know. I'm thinking aloud. And given the fact that we have now we filled up the trunk with those whatever that was, 7 houses and 7 garages 6 houses and 7 garages that I looted from. I don't know where I'm going with that. Yeah, we just filled up the trunk, and it's 5 o'clock, so I decided to come back and just kind of get things set up. Things we're going to want, that was me reading the generator manual. So things we're going to need in the future are going to be more ammo, be able to go off on a shooting spree. We're going to need a second generator, which I haven't found so far, and kind of more weapons. Like I have a lot of screwdrivers. I have some hammers. I mean, the screwdrivers are. I have enough screwdrivers to get us for going for weeks. And probably do some basic security around the base, just because even though we are kind of outside of Louisville, we're still inside the exclusion zone. So, it's kind of scary. Anyways, we're in the final minute here. I'm trying to think of how to wrap this up. Not much else to say, just a lot of inventory management. Always very exciting stuff, having to decide where it is that things are going to go and how it is that we're going to have to lay things out. I guess we're going to need a microwave, just looking at the kitchen. Oh, I found Boris the Badger. I love the little stuffed animals in this game. They're so cute. all the art in this game is really cute, or like just really well done. Where it's cute, and then where it's like scary, it's good. Anyways, that's about it. Really hope you enjoyed this one, and yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.